Hi there, Don Morgan again. Just want to talk to you a little bit about a subject that's really near and dear to me. Should we fear carbohydrates? Let me throw out a few things for you to mull around in your mind to see what you think. The CDC estimates 70% of Americans are overweight or obese. And the numbers are similar in our children. They say over half the country is pre-diabetic, and close to 30 million people have been confirmed with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And I don't think they got that way by not eating enough carbs, by eating too much protein. I personally think the numbers are too low. I have a business called Carb Watchers, and we deal with a lot of people that have type 2 diabetes, and it's an alarming number. In fact, in our elderly folks, it's really quite high. I don't know what the numbers are there, but I'd say it's higher than 70%. I was at my sister had a knee replacement. My sister-in-law had a knee replacement here a while back, and we were up to their office, and it's the same place where I had my surgery done on my shoulder. I had an accident, and I was talking to one of the nurses there, and she was telling me that the AMA has changed their guidelines as far as operations concerning hip and knee replacements, because there used to be guidelines for weight. They wanted people to lose weight, and the nurse was just telling me that they had to change them because they couldn't get people to lose weight. By the way, a knee replacement is running somewhere with the doctor in the hospital between $80,000 and $100,000 per knee, and it's an extremely painful operation. Extremely painful. We're all aware of how the healthcare costs have skyrocketed. An average family of 4 without subsidies will pay over $25,000 a year. That's in premiums and co-pays and deductibles and what have you, and prescriptions. And the people that I talk to, some of the families that I deal with, I ask them what they think about the high cost of insurance, health insurance, and they don't have any. They're running around without insurance. Apparently there's some type of a penalty on your taxes, which for them far outweighs what their premium would be. And we know that Congress is in the middle of a big mess trying to stop Obamacare and move on to something else, and they can't decide what they're going to do there. And we know that if they don't do something pretty soon, I've heard that Obamacare is just going to implode. We had another in Utah, we had another healthcare provider drop out. United Healthcare has dropped out, but this one was Molina Care. So now we're down to 2 in this state. And the insurance companies are just losing massive amounts of money to this thing. We're throwing dollars just down the drain, actually. Should we fear carbohydrates? Hello? Yeah, I think we should. I know personally the physical and mental and monetary costs of this carbohydrate addiction, and that's what it really is. It's as addictive as any opioid out there or alcohol. And excessive carbs and sugar is what's behind this healthcare disaster that we've immersed ourselves in, and the misery that comes with it. Carbohydrates believe me, this is quite a statement, but we can back up just everything we're saying here. They're the cause of just every chronic illness we have, period. And I'm talking about, if you know somebody that's had a heart attack, we can trace it back to it. The gateway to all of this is overweight. Once you become overweight, you're insulin resistant. You're packing on the pounds, and that is where this whole thing starts. There's two things you're not doing. You're eating the wrong foods, and the other is you're not exercising, and that's just making for a big disaster. We're kind of out of control. We're not kind of out of control. We're really out of control. And the funny part about this is it's really not a complicated thing. It's something that's very easy to fix, and we are starting to make some inroads, but we just have to do it. I don't know, are you aware that we spend 1/6 of every dollar on healthcare, soon to be 1/5? $20 out of every 100 will be going to healthcare, and I don't think we have a lot to show for it. A doctor that I have gone to, he's a cardiologist. He's head of the heart rhythm department at the Intermountain Health Care Center Hospital, Murray Hospital, and he has written a book called The Longevity Plan. And he gave a book signing the other day that I attended. He was talking about the average life expectancy. This is people that he's seeing, and I see in my clients the same thing. But the average life expectancy in America is 79 years old. But he's talking the last 10 years of everybody's life, on average, is spent in and out of hospitals and in misery. I see it all the time. I see people that, the Dr. John Day is the fellow's name. He said that in this book, he talks about a little village in China where the 1 out of 100 people live to be over 100 years old. Give you an idea, 1 out of 5,700 in the United States live that long, and 1 out of 2,000 in Okinawa, Japan live to be that long. And they don't have any of these problems that we have. And there are other civilizations today that don't have the problems that we have. They don't have the cancers, the dementia, the Alzheimer's, the heart attacks, the diabetes, the Crohn's disease, all this arthritis, all the misery. We're not set up that way. We're not supposed to be that way. We're not supposed to spend the last 10 years of our life in misery. And it doesn't need to be that way. It's an easy fix. It really is an easy fix. I've had a heart attack. I've had type 2 diabetes. I have neuropathy, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I've got a control of it, and the people that I'm working with are getting control of it. And I plan on being active right up into my hundreds, even though I've had some problems. I've had some very serious problems. Heart attack, diabetes. I don't care. I'm not going to let that get me down, because carbohydrates are the cause of this thing. They are everywhere. Every fast food place you go to, every little gas station, nook and cranny, they're shoving them in your face, and we have to get away from that. Now, if you want to, visit my website, sign up for my newsletter. It's www.carbwatchersutah.com. That's CARB Watchers, WATCHERS, Utah.com. Sign up for my newsletter to look at some of the things that are on there. There's some valuable information there. Or send me an email. If you have some questions, if you know somebody that doesn't feel well, we can turn that around. Even if you have a chronic illness, we can turn that around. You don't have to be that way. Send me an email at don@carbwatchersutah.com. Okay? Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. It just doesn't make any sense to have this thing drag on anymore. Okay? Thank you so much.